Oh, look what we've got now here. A new plane for the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Another Swiss 001 video. And welcome back to another episode of Flight Simulator add-on review, where we check out the newest Flight Simulator add-ons that come out for the new Flight Simulator. See, the past few days have been pretty, let me just say, turbulent, as we're already in aviation, right? With add-on releases for the Flight Simulator, indeed. I mean, we've seen the 777, we've seen the DC-6, very amazing aircraft by PMDG, you know, pretty much the biggest release so far, most realistic aircraft. But we've also seen today this, a brand new ERJ-170 by Embraer. And I think this is another very interesting airplane add-on that we just have to take a look at, especially since this plane already is a little bit, let me just say, controversial. Yeah. See, today in the morning I found this plane here on the Sim Market store. I was very surprised to see this because this came very unexpected, actually. An Embraer E170/175. Yes, we have two planes included in this add-on, the 175 and the 170. I believe this is the 170 that we're flying now. Alright. Yeah, this is an interesting aircraft for the new Flight Simulator at an interesting price, at only €25. Now that might sound a bit much for a software product, but that's really like in the middle ground of pricing that there is. So yeah, that is looking good there already, but what I then saw was the rating. Yeah, of course you can leave reviews here on the web. That makes, yeah, what am I saying? It's got 2 out of 5 stars. Should we be scared now? That's the question. And if we take a look at the aircraft, it looks very nice. The exterior model is absolutely beautiful. It's pretty good. €25 again, pretty nice. Pretty weirdly looking winglets, but that's on the fault of Embraer for designing a plane like this. But no, this is really nicely looking, no problem at all. Very, you know, 4K textures and everything. Also, the cockpit looks and appears pretty nice. Nothing really to worry about here. And most of these switches actually work too. We've seen a lot worse for around 25 to 30 bucks. I mean, they're not particularly selling this plane as a study level product. This is, you know, not really something that you would learn how to fly an Embraer E170 officially on. Was that a complete sentence? I think so. I mean, we can take this for a bit of a spin here, get a bit of an opinion for ourselves. Okay, let's see and take off and see how this plane flies. Oh damn, what I can already tell is that this plane is very agile here on the controls. Is that normal? Is that how the real Embraer 170 flies here on the rudder? Okay, alright. I just tried to take off, see how that works. Oh damn. Yeah. Okay, I'm doing a little bit of the dolphin test that I like to do. Damn, this plane is quite agile. Is that normal? This plane kind of performs like the CJ4 or something that's implemented into the Flight Simulator. A small private jet. Maybe a bit very reactive on the controls. I'm kind of suspecting though that they might have actually just taken the physics from like a private jet, maybe the CJ4 indeed, and didn't develop their own physics data. That could be, but that's just really something that I'm suspecting. Not really a fact, of course. But alright, let's maybe check this plane a bit out here more here in the reviews. Alright, Jeremy's back. I think we've had him before. He's always very much aggressive on the ratings. Now we're starting to get very, very serious here, don't we? We have two options now. Either care about this plane and really make a proper review and see what it's doing wrong, or just land it at some small airports. Let's do the small airports first. Alright, now we're approaching like a 900-meter long runway here, of course, Santa Catalina Island. We can see it far ahead of us. So we've got some time to talk about this plane's little issues or problems, right? So what Jeremy here is actually pointing out, and it's actually very important, is that especially this plane's cockpit is not particularly, let me just say, original. If you have flown before in Microsoft Flight Simulator, especially again the CJ4, you may remember this instrument configuration. Yeah, they literally stole the instruments included in the CJ4 private jet, especially the primary flight display, and put it exactly into an Embraer 170 cockpit. Yeah, the developer of this airplane just stole the instruments from some other airplanes here included in the Flight Simulator. In fact, they also stole, of course, the MCDU from an A320, from the A320 that's included in the Flight Simulator. And there's actually a very easy way to tell that by going into the aircraft status here, and it says A320 here. Yep, they just stole it, basically. great. Which, I mean, also on the other hand, kind of makes sense to do. Because, you know, it definitely saves time, development time, and some money, which is pretty good. And apparently it works. And I, as someone who has already flown some E-170s in the X-Plane Flight Simulator, for example, which has a very realistic model, I can tell I didn't really notice this whole avionics stolen thing on first glance. Let's come in for a landing here. For some reason, our engine have failed. Okay. Just stop here. Why are our engines dead? I don't get that one. Alright. This has been a proper landing here for this very, very, very professional review. As always, you know, we're always doing them. So yeah, this is the thing that Jeremy points out the most here. Avionics have been stolen from other airplanes. Other than that, this is not a good release. Texture work and everything about it looks really bad. Come on, look at the exterior. Looks very nice. Also, the cockpit looks okay enough for a 25-year-old aircraft, you know? The cockpit door is so pixelated, it's really awful to look at it when you turn around. Oh, well, I do kind of have to agree with that. Yeah. Oh my goodness, that is actually very sad here. Look at that. What the hell? Can you just like, come on, texture properly. Holy moly. Everything in the cockpit looks like some artificial looking plastic, and the seats in the cabin look like tombstones. Okay, I haven't taken a look into the cabin because you can barely see through the windows, but I guess we can use free mode here. Oh, that looks like bread. Is anyone here reminded of bread here? Yeah, let's say generally this plane isn't particularly rated as that good of an aircraft. Let's try to have some fun with it anyway, though. Let's land it at some short runways. I mean, this landing has obviously perfectly worked here. We may not be able to use this plane anymore, but this is great. Now, I do have to say, I do feel a little bit sorry for all the bad reviews that this plane has been getting so far, and why are the engines off again? Can I start them by just pressing Control E? I would actually give this plane like a 3 out of 5 so far. It's not all that bad. It is clearly not sold as a study level aircraft or anything at all. I literally bought this plane with no expectations, and honestly, I wasn't all that disappointed. Even though this aircraft is definitely stolen from some other aircraft in a way, it works as its own module, you know what I mean? That's kind of what matters to me at this point. And we've clearly no engines here still. Maybe is that on the aircraft, or what am I doing wrong? I can't get around with how weird these controls are. Help! Yeah, not really precise here. Okay. Oh. Okay. Landing gear still doesn't want to come down. Great. But other than that, this has actually been quite a smooth landing, hasn't it? But let's just ignore the very bad landings of today's video, and let's just say this plane is, for 25 euros, in my opinion, like, okay. Not that much of a realistic airplane, of course, but I will, of course, still fly it in like a stream or something. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, good night. Now, thank you to my members here on YouTube like Block, Emite, Mubarak, Mike, Ethan, Darren, Stefan, Ian, Oman the Human, Rafael Brukowski, Junk in the Trunk, Moritz, Toby, Great Grandpa John, Government Pasta, Calamity Airlines, Kelly Chaos, New York, Tyler Park, Cheese Doritos, Shadow, Anime Plane 001, X-Men Show, Laird Deslama, Featuring Kellen, Me By You, Captain Cameron, Spiro, Gary, Norwegian, Bajel, and Pyrology.